Hey guys, what's going on? Hawks21 here, back with another Splinterlands video. So I was getting ready to record the big investment update video that I've been talking about and planning, and I wanted to make a little mini one first because I noticed something along the way that I think deserves its own video. And basically, I think I've found what I would consider to be the two best cards for long-term investment in this game. So I'm going to get more into the long-term versus short-term investing stuff in the big update video, but just know that when I call these my two favorite investments, it's for the extremely long term. I'm talking about a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, etc. So if you don't think the game will be along that long, then you should just ignore this video, but I personally do, and this is where I want to have some of my money parked. So the season just ended, and there are some really good prices on these cards right now. And if you take a look, I'm going to show you two things. Basically, it's the Pelicore Bandit and the Pelicore Mercenary. I'm going to show you why right now. If you click on the Pelicore Bandit and you go to stats, what I look for in a good long-term investment is in each league that you move up, the card gets better. And not just better in the sense, because obviously every level it goes up, it gets better in some way, right? But I'm talking about real meaningful increase in utility. The Pelicore Bandit's a perfect example. So in bronze, levels 1 through 3, right? Doesn't mean that like you'll pull one of these eventually, and it's not that big of a deal to level it up to level 3. But once you get to silver, so you move up a league, it picks up that second attack. So players who are playing in silver need to get this to a level 4, or they'll be at a huge disadvantage. Then let's look at gold, which is levels 6 and 7 and 8. Sorry, 6, 7, and 8. Picks up another attack here. So again, this is another situation where if you move up to gold, you then have to keep reinvesting and buying more of this card in order to level up to get that third attack. Diamond and Champion, same thing. At level 10, it picks up a fourth attack. So there are really meaningful checkpoints within each and every league. So once this card is fully put out, there's basically going to be a never-ending list of players that are trying to level up this card. And, you need 400 of them if you're going to play at the highest levels. And that's not that many, there's not that many people right now who play at Diamond and Champion, which that might not change, but also to get to this level 7 for everyone playing gold, it's 150 copies. 30 copies here to get that second attack. So there are going to be players at every single level of the game that are trying to level up this card. So that's one thing I look for. And just a really extreme example of the opposite of that is if you go to any fiend, right? Let's do legendary. Here we go. Like the Scorch Fiend, for example. If you go to stats, no one's really going to level up this card. You could say maybe the gold, right? Like maybe at some point I'll want to spend the money to pick up that second attack, for games where melee can attack anywhere. But the big thing here is the demoralize that it gets at Diamond and Champion. So the only people who are going to be leveling up these fiends are players who are playing at Diamond and Champion. I have, to buy 6 of these, spend $30-something to pick up a second attack on a 0 mana card that, in most games isn't going to attack for me. Again, equalizer, and then maybe like melee can attack from anywhere, super sneak. I get it, having, with Tarsa, 0 mana, 3 attack. But personally, I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing that. It's really this top level, or, you're fine with just 1, which right now I'm fine with just 1. And I don't see many people leveling these cards up. Now, if you take a look at the second card, it's a similar situation with the Pelicore Conjurer. This one, it picks up an ability, right? And so this card is all about survivability. It has no attack. It's just 2 mana, and so the health is really important, right? And also the abilities. So if you take a look, right, through bronze, it's nice to have it leveled up because, again, 2 mana, you want the speed and the flying, but not necessary. Level 4, it picks up Magic Reflect. That's a huge difference. So Silver League, right, you're going to need to get it to 4. Gold, it's the same sort of breakdown as the last one. 7, it picks up the Divine Shield. So this was in silver. This is silver. In gold, level 7, that's 6, 7, 8 is gold. Picks up the Divine Shield. Divine Shield is awesome. It's super underrated. It basically will eat an entire attack for you, and you don't do any, and it doesn't take any damage. So for a 2 mana tank, it's just an extra attack that this one's going to be alive for and buy you more time. Then at the top level, it picks up Phase. So now you're talking about a super, super, super elusive monster for 2 mana with a ton of health that can also dodge magic. Phase is one of my favorite abilities. A lot of magic is slow, and a lot of players play magic to avoid dodges. So when you can throw out a Phase monster there and the other team isn't expecting it, it can win you a lot of matches. So this is another card, right? Same breakdown before. Like, there's going to be people at every level who are trying to buy this card to level it up to play in their specific leagues. And whenever someone moves up a league, so right, let's say you're sitting at level 4 and you're like, okay, it's time for me to play in gold. You need to get it to the Divine Shield. It becomes way better once it gets to the Divine Shield. That's going to be 120 copies that person has to accumulate, right? And even if you never move up to this 400, right? Some people will, but most people won't. 150 is not, an insignificant amount of copies that you need. Multiply that by a growing player base, and you can see how once these cards aren't consistently coming out and supply starts to contract, the cards that have abilities in each league that everyone is going to try to be accumulating are the ones that I want to own. And again, it's still early, but like at 2 cents right now, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Oh, I guess one thing I did do to show you guys, I basically maxed out all of these in gold, except for Gargoyle Lion. I think this is a bad card. So I'm sort of ignoring Gargoyle Lion in all this. But I maxed all of these gold cards out for like 60 cents each. I'm either going to rent these out. I've been playing with them and picking up the DEC bonus. I don't exactly know what I want to do with these, but I just wanted to have them, accumulate them while they're cheap. I can't use level 10s, but I had some extra DEC, and these are like really long-term investments that I want to hold. Yeah, so pick those up while I'm on the topic of these cards. So Pelicore Mercenary has a similar situation, except to me there are more gaps in, I'll go back to the normal one. So the Pelicore Mercenary and the Deceiver, same thing. I have a bunch of them. I bought these as they were cheap. I just started buying them for the first time recently. But you can get to level 3 in bronze, or 3 attack in bronze, right? And then through silver, which is level 5, you don't really need to upgrade this, right? I could almost say that it becomes more useful at lower speeds for reverse speed rule sets, which is where you use Earth a lot anyways, to keep it at a level 3. So there's a little bit of a gap here where, if I'm playing in silver, I'm not in a rush to get this to a level 5. The extra speed is nice in general, but again, I would use him more for reverse speed anyways. Huge point here with the heal, right? Once you get into gold, you have to get the heal. And then, with the retaliate, it's really great card. Like, this is a really great top level card for only 7 mana. But there is a gap here, right? So it doesn't have every single level. So a lot of players are going to be playing in silver, I think personally. And there's not going to be a huge rush for these guys to, go from 14 to 60. There just isn't. Again, that changes in gold, and I love this card, which is why I accumulated a bunch of them. But yeah, there is a gap. And then same with the Deceiver, which is another card I really like. I'm really close to getting this one maxed. I'm maxing these cards, at least one copy of them, because I want I didn't know this actually, but when you max out a card, you get like a 5% bonus to power. So I want that. But looking at his stats a little bit, kind of a similar situation, right? You get here at level 3 for bronze, and you don't really need to level it up until you get to gold. So there's just a gap here. One thing I wanted to show you on the Mercenary. Oh yeah, so here I have a max copy, and then I'm trying to get another copy with the heal to potentially rent out. because once this one gets to heal, it rents for way more. But yeah, so just quick thing I wanted to show. These are my two favorite long-term investments right now. Bandit, conjurer, bandit, conjurer. And prices are cheap because the season just ended. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. 0.23 cents. Bid. How many do I want to buy? No, sorry, not bid. I always hit that. If I buy 100, what does that look like? Average of 3 cents. If I buy 50, what does that look like? Average of 3 cents. So this isn't as low as I thought it was going to be. I'm still going to buy some, but I just want to make sure I get the updated pricing. Yeah, okay, so these are recovering nicely. But I do believe in these cards, so I'm still going to buy some. Come on. I'm going to buy 100 of each. Bang. $100 of each. Add to cart. Is there one big one or something that I don't want? I'd prefer to keep these in single copies. Is there a way for me to do that actually? I guess I could do it this way, right? If I do bulk buy 100, so I know I'm getting 100 cards. Okay, we'll do one at a time. No, less than 1,000 DEC to get 100 of these. Same thing with the conjurer. And I'll probably end up doing a bunch of these buys over time. 100 of these, same thing. I wonder if I was just over the limit. It's a little over 1,000, but I will take it. If I go back, I already had 134 of these. Let's see the update. 234, 102. I am going to max this one out after the video. But yeah, so I sort of explained in this video what I look for in long-term investments. In the low price is another point, right? Like if these get to 10 cents, that's a 3x on my investment. And again, that might not happen for 2-3 years. Like there's a huge supply of these cards, but I believe in the growing player base. I think this game's going to be around in 3 years. And once these cards are fully put out there, these are some really, really powerful cards that I think everyone in every single league will need. So yeah, just a quick little primer before my big investment update. I just was looking closer at these two cards, and I'm trying to make more and more long-term investments on top of the flipping I'm currently doing. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys, and put my money where my mouth is a little bit. I'll probably try to get this one closer up to 200 copies as well. But yeah, stay tuned for my large investment update tomorrow. I will give you some more sort of cards that I've purchased, how I'm thinking about this game, both short and long term. I'm really excited to do it and putting in the work right now. So if you learned anything new or enjoyed the content, I would really appreciate it if you can like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you soon.